Okay, I guess everyone is ready, and I'm hoping that everyone will collaborate and participate, okay? So this will be just a short quiz, a snippets, because on Saturday we'll have like a full-blown, okay, online review. So now let's start. Good evening, Ma'am Arian. Let's have the first item. Ang subject po natin ngayon ay teaching profession, which is very important kasi po talaga sa Prof Ed, yung mga ganito talaga yung madalas na lumalabas. Hindi po siya yung multiple choice lang. Meron po talagang ganito, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's why it's very important to be keen enough and to really know how to rationalize the questions and understand the questions. So number 1, the Filipino teacher is a professional. What is or are expected of him or her? First, technically competent. Second, highly ethical and moral. Third, popular among learners. And fourth, passes licensure exams. Just like the license professional exam of PRC. A, 2 and 3, B, 1 and 2, C, 1, 2 and 4, D, 2, 3 and 4. Let's see. Okay, most of your answers, Teacher Riza Aryan answers letter A. Highly ethical and moral and also popular among learners. Teacher Isabella said C, 1, 2, and 4. Technically competent, highly ethical and moral, and passes licensure examinations. Sir Karel answers letter D, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, we have a mixture of answers. Ma'am Tin, D, Sir Gerald, C. Let's see what's the correct answer. Since majority of the answers is letter, okay, C. Now let's try letter C. Okay, very good po. The answer is letter C. Now let's read the rationale first, okay? So the rationale for this is the Filipino teacher is a professional. So this means that he or she demonstrates technical, ethical, and moral competence as a result of his or her long years of initial professional education, which led him or her to the earning of a college, university degree, and passing the licensure examinations. He or she goes through continuing professional development or CPD and abides with the code of ethics for professional teachers. So we have here our source of our rationale. So first, let's go over with the first one. Why is it C? Technically competent. Again po, in the 21st century skills, we are now integrating technology. So as teachers, we should know how to adapt, how to use it. That's why we have the subject also in the board examination, the educational technology. Because again, a teacher should be technically competent. Next, highly ethical and moral. That's why we have the code of ethics. Okay po? That's the reason why merong code of ethics. Because no, as a teacher, we are expected to be highly moral and highly ethical. No, that is worth emulating or worth to be followed by our learners. Okay? And we live with full dignity at all times yan. Kaya to be a teacher is really hard. Teacher, now, are you ready for that responsibility? It's really not easy. Hindi lang po yung job mo or your pagiging moral mo and highly ethical doesn't end when the class dismissed. But you have to bring it until you go until you reach home. No, being highly ethical and moral. Next, 4, passes licensure exams. Of course, as a teacher, we are before we can teach, supposedly po talaga, no, that is already the standard. We have to pass the licensure examinations. Yun po talaga yun. For some schools, of course, just like private schools, they accept, right? But the standard is really, if you teach in a classroom, you should pass the licensure examination. Why is 3 excluded or not included? It's because popular among learners is not necessary. You are not there teaching. You are not, you do not become a professional teacher just to be famous. That's not our goal. That's not our objective. Let's move on to the second item. Okay? Second item is, pero I hope that you have understood what I have explained with the item number 1 po. So, let's go back. I'll go back. Can I go back po? Okay, so again po, technically competent. As a teacher, you're expected to be highly ethical and moral. And lastly, no, the standard you have before you can teach, you should have, or you should be a licensed professional teacher, or you should have passed the license board examination. Okay, that's really the standard. Now for the second item, the medium of teaching and learning used in grades 7 to 10 are Filipino and English. So which of the following learning 7 to 10 is taught in Filipino language? Okay, so the medium of instruction used in grade 7 to 10 are Filipino and English. Now, what learning areas using the Filipino language is being taught in grades 7 to 10? A. Okay, we'll have first, music. Second, araling panlipunan. Third, PE. Fourth, TLE. Fifth, education, edukasyon, edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. Now, A, 1 and 2, B, 3 and 4, C, 2 and 5, D, 2, 4, 5. Okay, I can see your answers now. Okay, most of your answers are D. Oh, is D. Now, I see Teacher Olive and Teacher Isabella answering letter C. Okay. No, I like that it's a mixture of answers, or it's heterogeneous, because that means we can really learn something new today. Okay, what's the answer? The answer is, okay, since the majority of your answer is letter D, let's have D first. Okay, so Teacher Olive and Teacher, okay, let me see, Teacher Jasmine and, okay, Teacher Isabella got the correct answer. It's letter C, 2 and 4. The Araling Panlipunan, 2 and 5, brother. The Araling Panlipunan and the Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao. The rest po, the music, the PE, the TLE are taught in using hindi po Filipino. But some po, some subjects are used, or uses the two languages, or the two medium of instruction, which are the Filipino and English. So sometimes they would use they would use English, but then, for example, Filipino, math, right? They would, except for math, English, and science. So they would use English language. However, if they may use Filipino or the MTB or the mother tongue of learners to translate for clarity. Okay? But for grade 7 to 10 po, the subjects that are taught in Filipino language here in these choices are Araling Panlipunan and Edukasyon sa Pagpapatao. Yung music po, yung PE, yung TLE are taught using English language. Okay? Now let's read the rationale of instruction for grade 7 to 10 in English language. No. These are the subjects: English, science, math, music, arts, PE, TLE. In Filipino language, we have Filipino, Araling Panlipunan, Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao. So that is from DepEd. Okay? Now, how about the K to 3? Or let's say grades 1 to 3. Oh, grades 1 to 3 po, MTB po, yung medium of instruction. MTB, MLE po, Teacher Isabella. So, MTB, MLE. So, meron pong ano, like, ano ba yan? Sabi-sabi na they would eliminate na the use of MTB, mother tongue. However, no, there's not, I believe that there's no memo yet, or there's no a memorandum that says about that. So, for now, 1 to 3 po, MTB po yung medium of instruction. 4 to 6, they use na both English and Filipino. So, for Filipino subject, they would use Filipino. And for the rest, math, science, they would use English language as a medium of instruction. Okay po? You're welcome, Teacher Isabella. I love that, ano po, nagtatanong po talaga. So, again, for grade 7 to 10, learning areas that are taught in Filipino language, Araling Panlipunan, AP, at edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. The rest po are taught in English language. Okay? Good job po, teachers. Next, third item. According to RA 10533, the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, oh, which language is the medium of instruction from K? Hi. Okay. Okay. Iba po yung hearing and listening, right? If you really listened, you would know. But if you only hear, you will be a little confused, right? A, mother tongue of the learners. B, English as official language. C, the language chosen by parents. The language chosen by the school. Ano po ba? According po ng Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, ano po ba yung medium of instruction of from kindergarten to grade 3? Okay, all answers. Okay, is letter A. Let's see. Is it letter A? Baka hindi. Diba, teachers? Okay, the answer is letter A. Very good po. I in my time po, may lumabas na ganitong question. So, keep in mind this po. Also, the PPST, the Code of Ethics. So, enroll na po kayo dito sa LEAP dahil we have we have explained it in detail. In detail talaga about that. So, yeah. A snippet, a snippet lang po ng ating what our review center can offer to you. Okay? So, rationale. Let's read the rationale first. Basic education shall be delivered in languages understood by the learners. So, what are the languages understood by the learners? Of course, their mother tongue. Their mother tongue can be, Bisaya, Filipino, English. Again, MTB, sometimes that's the misconception. We think MTB is like, the Bisaya language, it's the Filipino language. But the MTB, the mother tongue can also be English if that's the first language that the child is speaking. Okay, your first language is your mother tongue. Okay, your first language is your tongue. So, as a language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years, so that's the reason why the RA 10533 really implemented mother tongue as the medium of instruction for kindergarten to grade 3, or from kindergarten to grade 3, because they believe that it's like bridging. They would really understand the concept if it is being delivered or being explained using their mother tongue. So for kindergarten and the first 3 years of elementary education, instruction, teaching materials, and assessment shall be in the regional or native language of the learner. So we have here our sources. Okay? So it's really important. You can really see this in the source in the source provided. So ano yung medium of instruction na ginagamit from kindergarten to grade 3? Mother tongue or MTB, right? That's why nga meron silang subject na MTB, MLE. which is actually very hard, right? For the teachers and for what is really the demand right now. Kasi yung iba talaga gusto talagang no, um really wanted to learn English language. But it's also very good because we can preserve no, our language, our national and local language. Okay, now let's have the fourth question. Very good, teachers, for getting the correct answer in item number 3. Now, for the fourth one, the Board of Professional Teachers reports numerous cases of teachers who do not pay their debt. And so, complainants file cases with PRC for the revocation of their licenses. Does this have a basis? First, yes, Code of Ethics states a teacher shall maintain a reputation with respect to financial matters, such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. Second, yes, the Code of Ethics states a teacher shall live with dignity in all places at all times. The third one, yes, the Code of Ethics states a teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality which could serve as model worthy of emulation by others. A, one only, two, B, two only, C, two and three only, and D, one, two, and three. Answers, teachers. We have A from Teacher Hannah, Teacher Isabella. How about Teacher Olive? C, mean A. C, C. Oh, now you try to read again the stem. Does this have a basis? A basis? This is actually very common to teachers. No, kasi wala talagang hindi magpapautang sa mga teachers. Right, teachers? Mga loans. Kaya yung iba, no, kung magiging teachers na po kayo, licensed, and then if you can, ano po, enter or join DepEd, no, pwede kayong mag-loan. So, ano yung answer nyo? C? Oh, C. Okay, we have C and A. Okay, the last answer is C. So let's go to C. Let's see if the C is the correct answer. Okay, teacher, it's letter D. Hindi po A. Why? Okay po, you read the Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher po. The first one, the Code of Ethics states a teacher shall maintain a reputation with respect to financial matters, such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. Makikita niyo po yan sa Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher under Article, if I'm not mistaken po, and correct me if I'm wrong, Article 10, business. Okay po? The Code of Ethics states a teacher shall live with dignity in all places at all times. I believe I mentioned it to you as well na, again, your living out teacher doesn't end when the class dismissed. But you have to live out. You have to really, no, live with the dignity at all times. Anywhere, anytime po. Oh, it's here in our rationale actually. Here in our rationale. So let's read the rationale first for us to better understand. Article 10, Section 2. Oh, this one. This talks about the first one. A teacher shall maintain a good reputation with respect to the financial matters, such as in the settlement of his debts and loans and arranging satisfactorily his private financial affairs. So as teacher po, Please, let's not stain this profession because of our debts. Okay? So, nasa code of ethics yan na you must have a good reputation when it comes to having debts. Next, for Article 11, Section 1, a teacher is, above all, a human being endowed with life for highest obligation to live with dignity at all times, whether in school or in the home or elsewhere. No, at all times. So, tick, check na ang 1 and 2. So, eliminate na natin yung A and B. And also the C because walang 1 and C. And lastly, of course, as a teacher, no, you can find it or you can find this the Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher. The teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality that is worth emulation by others. That is worth to be um to be followed. Because again, we lead by example. As teachers, we are the role model. So again, teachers, you read the Code of Ethics, please, for professional teachers. Because a lot will really come out there and you will deeply or thoroughly understand what is it like to be or what is expected from you, ethical expectations of the people, of the authorities, of the government of the Philippines to you as a teacher. So again, this is a very hard job po talaga to be a teacher. So again, the answer is D. No one got the correct answer, teachers. Again, since no one got the correct answer, maybe this is an indicator that you have to really study this part. And nandito yan sa review center po. Okay? You can see that in our video recordings. And also po, read, and then answer quizzes. Okay? And we also have flashcards here, wherein you can really test your skills in remembering, in recalling, and as well as understanding the concepts. So again po, it's letter D. Okay? Next. Oh, the last question, the last item. Okay, let me see. Oh, if you attended our first meeting, no, that was on Tuesday, you would know this because this was repeated na. So this is an easy peasy for you. Okay? Inquiry-based learning puts premium on which of the following principles? First, questioning. Second, probing. Third, cooperation. Fourth, predicting. Again, inquiry-based from the word itself, inquiry. 1 and 4, B, 2 and 3, C, 1, 2, and 4. What's the correct answer, teachers? Ma'am Jasmine C, Ma'am Olive, Teacher Isabella D, Teacher Riza C, Teacher Gerald C, Teacher Tin C. Okay, let's see. Again, inquiry-based. Inquiring. Oh, nag-iba ng answer si Teacher Isabella pala. Oh, again na po, in answering the exam, wag po kayong matakot na mag-erase. If you think that it's wrong, do not be afraid of erasures. But remember that shade your new very dark talaga. Okay? And make sure that you erase it properly and make sure not to hindi mapunit yung answer sheet mo. Okay? Because actually, when I took the board examination, I have a lot of erasures, to be honest. And then, because I just realized halfway na, oh, I think I'm wrong with this. So, I really changed it. Yan po. So, according to Teacher Isabella and the rest, C? Okay, let's try. Let's see. So, C is 1, 2, and 4. Questioning, probing, and predicting. Oh, what about cooperation? Okay, the answer is letter E. Very good. Now, let's read the rationale. The curriculum shall use Pedagogical approaches that are constructivist, allowing your learners to construct their own knowledge. It's not the teacher on the stage, but the teacher is a guide on the side. Okay? Inquiry-based questioning, exploring. Okay? Reflective, collaborative, differentiated, and integrative. Inquiry-based learning puts a premium. When we say inquiry-based, we focus on inquiry. Puts a premium on questioning. Inquiry, you inquire, right? If you inquire something, you ask question. That means you are asking. So, first one, questioning is correct already. That's one. Eliminate na natin yung letter B, 2 and 3. Next, proving. Proving. You prove. And probing. Ask more questions. You probe to get more of those answers or data. You probe, right? That's also inquiring, inquiry-based. Explaining and predicting. Inquiring, you are also like researching. Predicting is our research skills, teachers. No, predicting, just like hypothesis, right? When you write your null hypothesis, no, it's like you are guessing, you're predicting what will be the come out or if that aligns with your research, no, the result of your research. So predicting is an inquiry based also. It puts premium to inquiry it also aligns to inquiry based learning and establishing connection of evidences. So good job, teacher Isabella. No, brave enough and humble enough to change your answer and to really admit that there are really times that what's our initial answers can also be wrong. Because di ba sabi nila na once you answer daw and then you are doubting with two choices daw, you have to choose the first one, your first answer. But sometimes there are times, especially if you are being enlightened, right? You have, along the way, you have understood more the concept, then that's very okay to change your answer. Basta make sure lang to erase it properly and also to make the new answer or shade it darker. Okay? Para ma-read pa rin ng machine. But again, as much as possible, it's okay, Jude, na you will not have any erasure. That's better, actually. So, again, cooperation is not included. Why? It's because it is in a approach, not in inquiry approach. Okay? That is in collaborative approach. Cooperation. Inquiry, this can be done. It can also be done, it can be done by group, but most of the time it can be done individually. Cooperation highly emphasizes or highly aligns to collaborative approach, not in inquiry-based. That's why the answer is 1, 2, and 4. Letter C. Po, are we all good? How many points did you get? Did you all get the correct answer? 5 out of 5 po ba? 5 out of 4 over 5. Wow, 4 over 5. That's a very good job already, teachers. And then I believe in that one mistake, I know that you have also practiced how to rationalize and you also know what's the correct answer. You have learned something, right? Mistakes does not define that you are lesser, no, when it comes to ranking or lesser when it comes to thinking, but it's an indication of learning, right? Because what's important is not really the scores are not really 3 over 5, Sir Karel. Okay, so what's really important in having these scores is not really during the review. Allow yourself to commit mistakes, allow yourself to get lot of wrongs. Allow yourself to learn in your review days. But make sure that you will apply all those learnings, all those new information, new no, the new learnings during the board exam itself. So yun po yun. So allow yourself to commit mistakes and to get wrongs in answering. Kasi ako din po, so I practice, no, out 1 to 25, I only got 5. Then because of that, I want to understand more the question, and then I rationalize on my own. And that's how I practice also the way I rationalize things. So that actually leads us to passing the board exam. So I hope that you have learned something new, and this is just a snippet. Remember, this is just a snippet po for all or to all our viewers. This is just a snippet, and you'll get to experience us full blown once you enroll in our review center.